Roll me a story.
Where are you headed?
Anywhere where there's food is probably the first stop.
Okay.
He's also going to probably want to get changed out of these clothes pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, you did change into new clothes. You are wearing fresh clothes.
True, but are they... Actually, that's a good question. What kind of clothes were on the escape pod?
They're mostly just simple clothes, emergency clothes more than anything else.
Okay.
But they are clean, most importantly.
True.
And they also don't come with any identifying markers.
Okay.
Again, they are clothes designed for emergencies, designed for environments. They are rugged. They are durable. These are dependable clothes.
Fair. I think at some point he's probably going to want to try and find like a jacket of some kind, but he'll not worry about that for now. For now, then, his main thing is food. He would really like some food.
Okay, I will point out, going back in time for a minute, you spent some time looking through the Codex Ames journal, and as you flip through it, there are tucked between the pages with some kind of magic. You're not sure what, but as you open it, a few gold coins fell out into your lap.
Huh. Okay.
So Aim did not just leave you with the book and the key. He also left you with a little bit of money.
All right.
So it's not a lot of money, but it'll probably be enough to get that jacket and some food.
Okay. Well, let's see how much the food goes for first. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to try and head towards the place that. I mean, again, at this point, he's hungry, so he is going to try and go and find the nearest place that is giving him.
Yeah. So this is a Tridan space station.
Okay.
Tridan, as you know from the Codex, they are very mercantile. And so the very first place that you head to, probably the most signposts pointing their way towards it, is the merchant district of the Tridan space station. It takes you almost no time to find a food truck, a street vendor, who sells you something to eat. We'll just say it's a unidentified sausage in a bun.
Sure.
Style street food.
Vual is not going to be picky. He's not going to be picky about this. He's going to be like, this smells good and looks good, and it's food.
And it is probably, given the past 24 hours,
the best food he's had in months.
The best food you have had in quite a long time. So he wolfs down the sausage and
pays for it, walks over and just snarfs it all down, probably licks his fingers clean at that point, because just like, oh, it's so good having like actual real food.
It's not, I will point out, it's probably not even that good, but in comparison and with the relief and the hunger, it is amazing.
This is his first meal as a free man. It's to him, it is still the best thing he's ever tasted. So at this point, it's one of those things where he's like, he's got a couple extra coins, and he's just going to keep essentially going down the street and seeing something. At some point, maybe he spots like not like a hyper fancy jacket, because it's one of those things where he's like, can I afford this with the coin that I have? But finds like a nice ish jacket of some kind where he's like, that would be nice. I could take that and I could wear that, and it would keep me warm, and it has pockets that I can put things in, and it would make me look nice. And
as you're looking over the jacket, a sort of glowing humanoid, he's got like kind of bluish skin, somewhat pointy ears, dressed in very like fancy silks, with a sash around his waist, and a sword at his side. He says, "You like the look of that?"
Vual's going to clock him and then clock the sword and have that moment just like, uh-oh.
It's 2 gold. 2 gold for the jacket.
Oh. Vual's gonna look down. How many coins does he have left at this point?
It's you probably got 3 gold out of the book. You probably paid,
So this would be my last 2 gold.
well, 1 gold for a cheap hot dog is probably quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
You've probably got it's probably like maybe we'll call it 30 silver for the hot dog.
Okay. Oh, and this world operates on the decimal conversion rate.
It's Terraria money.
Yeah, it's Terraria money, which is D&D money, which is decimal. Okay. He's gonna look down at that and just be like,
To what?
I just got here. Would you be willing to do 1 gold and 70 silver?
1 gold, 80 silver. Go ahead and give me a we'll call this a soul roll, actually.
Okay.
Because you have never haggled before. I'm going to give you a soul roll with light difficulty.
Okay. That's a 9 on the die. Which is 16 in total.
Okay. Yeah, no, you absolutely get that this guy is his tone is somewhat playful. He's trying to get you to debate him on a price. And you get the feeling that for him, this is normal.
Okay.
It is normal to set this kind of price, and then have people barter down from it.
Vual having one of his moments of like, oh, okay, if this is normal, if he's expecting me to like poke at him, he doesn't want to poke too much, but he's gonna be like, 1 gold 60.
I don't know. These threads are from a Fey forest, a faraway planet. Very difficult to get here. 165 no lower.
Okay, deal. And Vual will hand him he's basically just going to sit there and just be like, here, and hand the dude everything except for the 1 gold that he has, and then just reach out and just take the jacket and like get his mandolin off of his shoulders, put the jacket on, put the mandolin on.
You have bought a jacket.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. And then he's gonna like, walk back down the street. And his goal is to basically cross over to. Actually, that's a good question. Is there basically just one set of docks over here, or you mentioned this is like a city? Are there multiple space docks on this city?
Yeah, so I mentioned that this is sort of like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
So you have sort of the long tail that represents a lot of the, from what you could see from the outside, there's a long tail that represents sort of a lot of the functions of the space station, a lot of the engineering. You have the ring around outside that represents a lot of the merchant districts and a lot of the bars and a lot of the somewhat like not necessarily touristy but a little bit touristy stuff. And around that ring there's some docks around those rings, and the center, sort of the head of the jellyfish, is where a lot of the important stuff is, where people live, essentially, among other things.
Okay. So
right now you are sort of in, sort of like if the outer ring is like if we split it into layers, you've come out of the docks area of the ring and into the merchant district of the ring.
Okay. So I'm going to try and make my way around a little bit so I can go back into a different section of the docks. Because the idea is still to try and get out of here potentially, but also to not do it immediately from the place that just saw an escape pod dock, because that might draw suspicion. And Vual is aware of the fact that he's probably going to have people hunting for him.
Okay. Yeah, so you are going around and trying to essentially buy passage on a ship, right?
Yeah, either bypasses on a ship with the 1 gold, or offer to work on the crew while if they're willing to take me somewhere. Like the goal is to try and just get moving.
Okay. So as you sort of make your way around, a lot of the captains that you approach sort of have a look at you. I have like a little bit of disgust in their eyes. That's a expression that you will be familiar with from Nafula. Most of them will turn you away or say that your gold isn't enough for your 1 gold isn't enough for chartering a ship. A couple of them are slightly more sympathetic to you. Another Tridam captain, she points you in the direction of a bar sort of in the inner ring where there might be someone who is more lenient, more willing to take on eclectic crew members like yourself. You've no idea what she means by eclectic.
Okay. Vual is gonna give her an odd look at that term specifically, but like slowly nod, be like, "Okay, thanks." And he's gonna turn and walk away and just be like, "Eclectic? What does eclectic mean? Why?
Do you make your way to the bar?
And yeah, he's going to be making his way to the bar, mumbling to himself. Eventually, he's going to have that moment where he's going to realize, like, oh, these people likely deal with the outward projection of the demons for a while. They don't deal with the slaves. So he has that moment of just like, I am marked by essentially demonic nobility, if not royalty outright. And on top of that, even if that weren't an issue, demons probably don't have the greatest of reputations, and this is going to be a bit of an uphill battle to try and find people that are a bit more sympathetic to the fact that he's not one of the ones that does all the raiding and pillaging and capturing and torturing and worse that people are used to. He is one of the ones that got away from that society and is looking to flee from that society. But at the same time, there's that moment where like the thought crosses his mind of like these people are probably used to folks occasionally coming along and lying about that to begin with in order to infiltrate things and get into things and cause havoc. So that he's realizing, he's like, oh, this is going to be an uphill battle. I need to have my wits about me. So he is going to be making it towards this bar. He's got nothing. He doesn't have any reason not to. So he's gonna head for this bar. But still, there's that moment where now he's suddenly like, okay, I should be a bit more cognizant of how I'm acting, how I'm approaching things, and how other people approach me, because they might assume ill intent, and if they do, bad things might happen. Not necessarily out of malice per se. In some cases maybe, but in most cases it's just preemptive self-defense. And he would like to avoid that if at all possible.
Fair enough. So the Trident captain that you spoke with was in fact gracious enough to give you a description of who to look out for. You are looking for a big, white-furred, feline man. She called him a Leonin, you think? Something along those lines. But yeah, that is the description that she gave you. I mentioned that he would be waiting for you at this bar. As you walk into this bar, it is, sort of styled after sort of very much a pub. It's very dingy, very smoky in here. Smoke doesn't necessarily bother you all that much. It's something that you probably grew up around.
Yeah. Smoke is not something that immediately bothers Vual.
Not necessarily in a bad way, like many parts of Vual's childhood, potentially. But, yeah, so it is dark, it is smoky, it is a little bit dingy, but in sort of like a weird, comforting sort of way. Probably more comforting for the locals than for you.
Yeah,
probably.
Vual's still a little bit on edge at this point, just because, again, he's realized that these people are looking at him through a very specific lens.
Yeah.
And so he's being somewhat cautious. He's trying to project like a sort of friendly front, because he still has one of those moments of just like, yo, I'm outside of the ship for this moment. I'm free. I can kind of do whatever I want. And if I get off of the place and going, like, I'll be able to figure out everything that's been going on in my visions and whatever. Like, he's still kind of riding a little bit of that high. So some of the projection of being friendly is only somewhat of a projection, but it's still one of those things where, like, he's like, okay, I do have to, like, make sure that people aren't on edge. So even though it's probably a comforting place, it's one of those things where he's still very aware of the fact that he's a stranger here, and not only is he a stranger, he's a stranger that other people will probably be extra cautious around to begin with. So
yeah. However, as you walk into the bar, instead of the strange looks that you've probably been getting by passing the dock workers, and well, the merchants haven't given you that many strange looks. They're used to all kinds, but the other other travelers in the area, they definitely have looked at you a little funny as they passed. But as you walk into the bar, nothing, no reaction. Everybody just kind of keeps their head down. Nobody so much as blinks as you walk in. This is probably the first sort of like kinds of these areas that you've been in. This sort of smoky restaurant area with a low babble of voices murmuring. And in that way that, you can hear everyone talking, but you can't actually make out anything that they're saying specifically.
it's the first Vual's first like encounter with actual crowd walla.
With place.
Yeah.
It's his first encounter in a real place.
Yeah. Honestly, the fact that this is the first place where like nobody's giving him any odd looks, and then there's this like kind of like underlying buzz, it's one of those things where you're like, this is really cool, but also this kind of freaks me out a little bit because I'm not sure what to do in this situation yet. Like I have no idea how to navigate this right now.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll to look for the man that you've been told to look for.
Is this mind?
This would be mine, and you would get the plus 10 on this.
Okay, so that is a 19.
19, dang.
9 on the dice plus
okay.
10.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can sort of just make out the back of him, but, his white fur is very distinctive. He's just sat at the bar wearing a navy jacket. Yeah, he's got his back to the door.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't really he doesn't really acknowledge you because, he doesn't see you. He's engaged in a conversation with the bartender.
Okay. Vual is going to carefully approach the man and try and make sure that he can, like, kind of get into, like, his periphery from far off so that it doesn't, like, spook the guy. Because he has accidentally snuck up on people before, and the results have been not good. And just wait for his either a break in the conversation with the bartender, or wait for the conversation to finish a bit, and just kind of wait patiently.
All right. Unfortunately, I haven't actually statted this guy out yet. I probably should have, but I ran out of patience.
Shh! Don't tell anyone that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell the audience that.
I mean, you can just cut that out.
I can.
Okay. Yeah, so he's pretty enthralled in conversation. He does not notice you. Eventually, the conversation does sort of reach a lull as the bartender goes off and talks to, some of the other patrons.
Okay.
Starts going around refilling drinks. What do you do?
At this point, I'm going to speak up. Vual's just going to be like, excuse me, sir?
Yes, hi, hello. And he turns to you. And he is this sort of, like, white-maned, sort of, like, big, like, powerful cat person.
Is he missing an eye and have a double-bladed axe?
He does not have a double-bladed axe, but he does have a scar that goes down the right half of his face. He's not missing an eye, but he does have a scar down there. Down his face.
Okay.
Across his eye. Which is, gives him a very intimidating appearance. He's very, very large, very powerful. He's probably only about a head taller than you, but
he's not a Johnny Goldman.
If you get the feeling that he stood up, you feel like he would feel like he was at least 3 times as tall as you.
Oh boy. All right. Vual's, like, immediate instinct upon his reaction to, where he sits there and turns very suddenly towards Vual.
Yes.
He's gonna, like, back up a little bit and be like,
How can I help you?
One of the captains at the dock said I should go looking for you. I'm hoping to either.
What have I done now?
No,
What is it this time?
No, I'm not here for it.
Is this about the cargo from a week ago? I told them I would have it settled out. I told them I would get them their money.
I was hoping to hire your services, actually. Or at least your ship. You have a ship, right? You could get me off world. You could get me off of the station.
Is it just off world that you're off station that you're looking to go? Nowhere in particular?
More or less. I'm looking to go somewhere else rather quickly, and I only have one gold available currently, but I am willing to work my way anywhere if need be. I'm
Now, are you standing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the Catman jumps to his feet. Not super suddenly, but he does sort of just like swivel and slip out of the chair, the bar stool, and hit the ground and stand up to his full height, and he goes, "Well, I might just have a proposition for you, young man."
Vual, like, kind of stammers backwards a little bit and, like, has one of those moments where his like muscle memory has him do this for like a minute, where like he backs up and stares down at the floor for a minute before he looks back up at the guy.
Shut up, boy.
Sorry,
No need to be intimidated.
Call it reflex. What is your proposition, sir?
Well, as it so happens, I do have a ship. And I happen to be headed off this very station. However, one of the major snags that I've run across is, well, I don't seem to happen to have a crew at the moment.
I see. So I could be hired on as one of your crew to head off-world? Is that...
Certainly.
Okay.
The only thing is, I would need other crew members as well. Do you think you could help me with this? You see, I'm not able to take off until we have a full crew, as it were.
Well, I am relatively new here, so I'm not sure I'm very familiar with the locals at the moment. Sir, I can.
The locals. It's mostly travelers around these parts. It's a Tridan space station. Most of the people here, except for the Tridans, of course, are merely passing through. So,
I see.
Not so much to be of locals to be had, myself included.
I do worry a little bit that someone of my heritage might draw suspicion from potential applicants. I can try, but I can try. I just want to temper expectations beforehand. Do you have any place that we might start to look?
Well, I have this. And he sort of reaches into his pocket and he holds out to you. It is a small compass. He says, this was given to me by a fortune teller, who claimed to be a proxy to Tassamira. And I don't know how much stake I put in that, but it has not been able to work for me. Supposedly, it points towards important locations and people, but I have not been able to get it to work, so it might be helpful for you in this instance. I want it back, though.
Vual is starts
don't steal it.
Looking over the thing, and then he stops speaking, and Vual pauses for a minute, looks at me, and just says, "Proxy? What's a proxy? I think I've heard of Tassamira. Tassamira is one of the gods, but what's a proxy?"
It is proxy is a someone who is working in service of one of the gods.
Huh. Okay. Vual's gonna is this one of those fancy compasses where it has a top that opens up? Is this one of the ones from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, no, it is 100%.
It's Jack's compass.
It is 100% Jack Sparrow's compass.
Okay, got it. Vual's gonna open it up and just have a look at it and see where it might be pointing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it points in a number of directions, stops for a second, and then moves on to a next one. And this repeats in a sequence, points in one direction, stops for a couple seconds, then points in another direction and stops for a couple seconds. So, sidebar, GM's notes, and you can feel free to leave this out.
Okay.
How this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be you choosing the NPCs that will make up a part of your party, your crew. most of the different locations have 2 individuals that you can choose from.
Okay.
All of them have a side quest that they would like you to do in order to join. However, in each location, once you have gotten one of them to agree to join your party, you cannot talk to the other one.
Okay.
This is sort of to speed it along so that you don't end up having to do 11 different side quests.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that's fair.
So there is that. And once you have decided on 3, maybe 4, I will let you have 4. 4 party members to join you. That is the most that you can have.
Okay.
Cannot have more than 4.
I see. I understand. Okay. I'm gonna pick.
When it comes to actually adventuring, you will only be able to bring 1, maybe 2 of them with you at a time.
Okay, so I'm gonna have Garrus and Tally with me at all times. I kid, as all of the Mass Effect characters are great. It's just that he's Garrus Vicarian. You can't not like him.
I don't like him.
You're the exception because you're a heathen. All right. Okay, so I guess Vual's gonna start going to close the compass and look up at this man and just be like, so okay, I will attempt to help recruit a crew, I suppose. What is your name? Captain?
Ah, yes. I am Captain Tab Calico at your service.
Tab Calico. Okay. Tab Calico. Captain Tab Calico. Okay. Got it. Got it. I do need to tell people who we're going to be working for, I think. So, okay. I will be back as soon as possible, I think, with some crew members in tow if I can make this happen. Should I meet you back here?
I will await your return. Yes, I know. I will be here. I am negotiating the certain repairs upon my ship, and he sneaks a glance at the bartender and goes, and the payment of my tab, of course.
I see. Okay. I will be back here when I next can be. And Vual will kind of give a little nod and then a bow, and then just have that moment where he's gonna be like, do people do that here? And he's gonna get up from the bow and just be like, I'll be back, and he'll turn and he'll head on out of this space.
Captain Calico will salute you as you walk out of the bar.
Vual's going to just mentally file away the salute for later and be like, I guess that's what we do here.
He's going to learn so many weird habits through Captain Calico.
I think that what's going to happen is there's going to be a certain amount of it where it's going to be like, this is what we do here because of Captain Calico. And then is going to proceed to go, no, actually, it's just Captain Calico being his own level of weird. What normal people do is this. And then Vual's going to ignore both of those and end up in some weird third spot because of the way that he's been brought up and the way that he is.
Maybe.
Okay, so
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You may absorb more of Captain Calico's mannerisms than you intend to.
Maybe. We'll see. In the meantime, he has a compass to use to start figuring things out.
So, you have the Arboretum, which is a large, domed tree area that's somewhere near the middle of the outer rings.
Trees.
Yep. You have another bar that it's pointing to. It's halfway across the station. You have a domestic library that it's pointing to. It's very inwards of the station, but it is still, a fairly respectable library.
Okay.
You have the markets that you just came from.
Right.
And you actually have to kind of tilt the compass up and down to see this one, but it is pointing down into the depths, into the big tail of the jellyfish.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Huh.
So, where would you like to visit first, or would you like to give me that roll?
Let me have the roll first.
All right, first, give me a good knowledge roll to see if you've actually read this page in particular.
Well, okay, a basic mind roll that I just rolled is 12 total. That's 6 on the die and 6 with the stats.
Okay, yeah, no, I will say you have read the page. You will know what you're looking for.
Okay.
What? Yeah. Now give me the heightened awareness roll. That's a plus 10.
19.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna succeed on most things. So that's gonna definitely succeed here. As you are wandering and making your way through the thing, you see something kind of out of the ordinary. You see a page one of the pages that you've read was the Merry Moens, and you see one that's kind of catches the corner of your eye. Now the codex doesn't have any pictures in it. It might have a sketch or two, but of course none of it's in color. But it does. The codex did take a moment to describe very bluish, greenish, very vibrant colors for the Marimoans. The one that you notice who is pushing along a cart and carrying a broom and sort of sweeping up the straits as they go. This one is very much not vibrant. This one is kind of faded. Very sort of grayish almost, so a very grayish green, a very pale color. And you will notice that the codex says that Marimoans usually are found in pairs, which something strikes you as odd is that this one is alone. What do you do?
I mean, the compass, the first thing that Vual's gonna notice is Merry Moens are these colony organisms, right? According to the way that the codex describes them, I think. And the thing he's not ready for is that these colony organisms are also just these jelly kind of people that are comprised of algae.
Uh-huh.
And so there's a moment where he's just going to kind of just be this is a sight I have not seen before. This is intriguing. Interesting. And he's going to have that moment where he's okay, hang on. Now, I've not seen one of these before, but also, I don't want to judge a book by its cover because I wouldn't want people to do that to me, despite the fact that they're kind of starting to.
Despite the fact that they currently are.
Yeah. And just has that thing where he walks up and he just goes, hello. Hello. And just is searching for an honorific to be applying to this being, despite the fact that he doesn't know what gender this being is.
Hello? Hi, can I help you?
I'm hiring some crew, or attempting to hire some crew on behalf of a Captain Calico.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, I've only read about your people, so I apologize if this question comes off as rude, but I was told that usually your people are found traveling in pairs. But I notice you seem to be alone here. Where is your friend?
As you mentioned this, there's just sort of a they don't make very much of a sound, but you could just sort of see them bodily just take the deepest sigh that you've ever seen. That there is just a deep depression behind this bodily action. And you understand intuitively what it means emotionally, even if you've never encountered something like it before.
Vual immediately is just like, oh no. And we'll just say, I'm sorry. I should not have asked.
That's okay. You didn't know.
What is it that you do around here?
I'm the janitor for now, I suppose.
What did you used to do? What is your name, actually? You can call me V. What's your name?
I'm Jellian.
Jellian. It's nice to meet you.
Like Julian, but you know.
Vual will nod slowly as that goes completely over his head. He goes, so how did you end up on this station?
It's a long story. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay. You know what? I can empathize. I won't press any further. I mean, I guess I'll put all my cards on the table, and he'll pull out the compass and just be like, so this is apparently a compass empowered by a proxy of Tassamira, I think. I'm sorry, I've not gotten all the gods' names straight in my head. It's been a long time since I've had to think about them. But apparently it's supposed to point to relevant and important individuals. And like I said, we're trying to put a crew together, and it seems to be pointing towards you. Would you be willing to join a crew? I mean, I don't know much about what Captain Calico is attempting to do. It seems like he delivers cargo for some people, but I am just attempting to get off station. And I don't know if maybe you seem like maybe you could also use a change of scenery. You know?
Yeah, at the proposition to join a crew, you could just see like it lights up a little bit, and it's just like, me? I could join a ship. I could do that. Is there like space?
I'd imagine that is where we're headed, is to space, yes. I mean, right now I know...
I'm on the ship.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for now, I mean, I am helping put the crew together. You would be the first hire for this ship, I guess. Other than me, since I guess the captain did technically hire me to hire the rest of the crew. So, yes, no, he told me to put together a group of like 3 or 4. So, if you're up for it,
you picked me first.
Well, you were the first one I came across, so I have to see who else this compass leads me to. But
at this point, he will interrupt you and grab you by the shoulders and just like. You can see a little bit of the color return, just like around his face area. Mm-hmm. He just goes, "When do we leave? Where do you want me to go?"
Here. How about you come with me, and we'll see who else we can hire, and we're going to meet the captain back at the bar place restaurant thing that I got told to be at.
The bar. Yes. No. I should probably go and meet the captain. Yes, I should go meet
Okay,
the captain.
go do that, and
Jellian is just so excited that you can, like, you can see that he is barely containing his excitement and just kind of runs off before you have even told him which bar to go to. And after just like a few seconds, he comes back and is just like, where is the captain? Please.
Vual will give him direction. I don't remember the name of. I don't think you gave me the name of the bar, but Vual will.
No, it didn't really have a name.
Yeah, Vual will give him the directions over to the place where Captain Calico was, and we'll let him know and be like, tell him the boy from earlier, V, sent you over about the crew.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I will do that.
Okay.
I will tell him. Okay. Thank you so much. And at that point, Jillian the janitor runs off.
I love this guy.
In the direction of.
He's so good.
I think you will like the others as well.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
I will tell you. Sidebar. GM note. I will be genuinely sad for whoever you do not pick. And it's not because I have given most of them like detailed stories. It's just because I like a lot of these concepts.
Well, we can always run into them later. That's the nice thing about TTRPGs, I guess. But I made his day.
You made his month.
Yeah. Vual's got that moment of just like, okay, maybe this isn't such a bad idea. Maybe this will be a good thing. Maybe it'll be an odd place, but maybe this Jellian person can start over. I can start over a little bit. Captain Calico doesn't seem so bad. Maybe things are looking up. So he's gonna head on to the next spot on the compass to try and see who else is where.
Which is where?
Probably. You know what? He's gonna have that moment of like, I bet I can kill two birds with one stone. And you said there's a library.
Yep.
He's going to go there because he wants to kind of look into something while he's there.
Okay. So, you are going to go to the library. As you enter into the library, the librarian sort of just shushes you as you're walking in, but like there's already enough hustle and bustle in here that, you could probably talk at a reasonable level and nobody would really be able to notice or care or stop you. Now, there are sort of just two directions that you can go into. You can either head into sort of the like history and
like nonfiction section,
cosmology and stuff like that, or you can head into the technology and sciences. And those are sort of the two main areas. The library isn't necessarily divided that way, but those are sort of like the two main areas that your compass is pointing you towards. And you have to choose one.
Again, this is one of those instances where Vual is already considering, right? And he's like, okay, given what's happened recently, having someone that knows techie things might be a good idea. So he's going to head into tech space, despite the fact that the thing that he actually wants to do and the thing that he's trying to do as like that kill two birds with one stone thing is he wants to sit there and go and like pick up a book to read up on like the pantheon of the gods real quick to go over. And he's first going to take the detour into like the science and technology section.
Okay. Once again, sidebar, you have chosen one of these quests. However, you can also drop it and go do the other one if you don't happen to like this.
Okay.
It does not lock you out of getting one or the other until you've actually completed it.
One of them, yeah.
Or made the decision to complete it.
Okay.
So you walk into the technology section. There are a lot of thick, heavy reference books on codes and cryptology, and like even deeper, there's books on like super archaic programming languages. You can hear a sort of like disgruntled muttering, and eventually you come across like one of those reading tables that's lit with like, you know, a little electrical lamp. You know, there's a dark-skinned human, just poring over several different, like he's got like at least 3 different books laid out in front of him. And, you know, on closer inspection, it looks like there's like wires and like some plates of metal, like just stuck into his body. This is a cyborg, effectively.
Okay. Vual is going to have has Vual ever seen any kind of like cybernetic enhancement, or is that a thing that's not really common
He has not.
demon circles? Okay. So Vual's gonna like look at the guy and then have one of those moments where he wants to ask, like, "Excuse me, sir, why is there metal and whatnot stuck in your arm?" And then immediately like flashes back to the fact that when he asked Jillian, like, "Hey, what happened to your friend?" that like it was very clearly a crossing of a line. He's like, "Let's maybe not do that immediately. Let's first settle for seeing what he's currently working on." And he'll ask, "Hello, am I interrupting something?" Or
He just sort of like snaps up, looks up at you, and he's just like squints at you. What do you want?
well, I was going to ask about potentially seeing if you'd be willing to join a crew that I'm putting together for a Captain Calico, but you seem to be a bit busy. Is there something I might be able to help with?
Crew. Captain Calico. The pirate?
Captain Calico's a pirate.
Well, he's connected to the Pirates Guild at the very least. So I've read.
What does that mean? Is that bad?
Means a lot. It depends on who you ask.
Okay. He didn't seem like a bad guy. But he's a big cat man. What's the proper term? Beast folk, beastkin, leonin, something like that. Vual like resists the urge to pull out the codex and start flipping through it again. It's like he's he is looking for passage off planet. I am looking for passage off planet.
Right.
And I have to help him put it together in order to. Oh, okay.
I will need an escape. I will need an escape plan. Okay, I can come with you, but
Great.
I'll need you to help me out with what I'm here for first. I can't leave until I've finished what I came here to do.
You know what? That sounds reasonable. What is it that you came here to do? I'll see if I can help you out and see if maybe we can do an arrangement.
Can't see it or hear it. There's a.
Are you okay, sir?
Let me think. There's a signal coming from somewhere on this station. It is a jamming frequency, and I can hear it for light years away. It's very strong, and you need to smash it.
Make
it stop.
Okay. I I will look into that. Unfortunately, I'm not very technologically inclined, so I'll do my best. If not, then I am sorry. We will. I will look into it. I will look into it and see what I can do, and I'll come back to you if I have managed to succeed.
I'm trying to find it myself. Not able to think. It's too loud.
Okay. I will leave you be here and be on my way to see about this frequency thing. And Vual will carefully tiptoe out and leave. And he will then immediately duck into the cosmology section of things.
Now, is this you going for cosmology, or is this you saying, hey, I want to check out the other quest?
Yes.
Okay.
From a character perspective, Wall has both noticed that there's another person in there, and he's already slightly weirded out by the cyborg man, but also at the same time is again trying to do that thing where it's like, maybe don't judge a book by its cover, but also is very much wanting to see what else the compass is pointing to in here, and also again the books on the gods.
I think you may like the cover of the other book a little better.
Okay.
Honestly.
We'll have to see.
Both of them are fun, but there's a reason I put them in the same room. So you walk into the cosmology section. The books are thick here. Like they are like college textbook level, but at least twice that thick.
Boy.
There is a lot of information contained in these. It would take a long time to sort through any of this. However, the further in you go, the light starts to dim. You see a flickering orange light coming from the sort of like between the shelves, and you hear just like a faint muttering of someone reading to themselves under their breath. It is a female voice. You come into, another clearing, another little reading nook. The light in here is just fully off, and instead it's lit by the figure that is currently sat poring over one of these absolutely gargantuan tomes. Give me another knowledge roll to see if you've read this page.
Do I get the +10?
You do not get the +10 because this is not a perception roll. This is whether you've read the page.
Okay, this is a 12. No, sorry, 13.
Okay.
I can math.
Yeah, no, this is one of the more common races. You will notice that this is a Solarian, for want of a better word, a sentient plasma in a silicate shell that is humanoid. Despite being made of literal star stuff, this one is sporting a pair of thick, round glasses, and she sort of has her sort of glassy hair pulled back into a short ponytail, and is just sort of poring over this large book. She does not appear to notice you as you walk into the reading nook. What do you do?
Vual's going to stop and stare for a minute, because again, this is one of those things where I think the codec probably...
Give me a mind roll.
Okay. That is an 11 on the die, so 17.
Okay. Keep going, as you were.
Okay. I'm very curious as to what that roll is for now, and what I just shrugged off. But yeah, the codec likely, I think, described the Solarians in very, more scientific terms, essentially.
Yeah, the codex is very much written from the point of view of, if you imagine a sort of, 1750s sort of explorer documenting the wildlife kind of vibe. It's very, like...
Charles Darwin documenting finches, only it's someone documenting the races of the known 14 souls universe.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so there's the scientific explanation for what the Solarians are. Then meanwhile, Vual walks into the space and is just like, there is a woman here that is made of star, like made of starlight and stardust, and there's like she's got kind of like glassy sort of skin, and also this being made of stardust has like hair ? And glasses, and there's that moment where he's just like, that should bug him more than it does, but the fact that it doesn't bug him quite as much is the thing that's actually bugging him a little bit. And he takes a minute to try and just grapple with that cognitive dissonance of just like, okay, here's the scientific discussion of what these beings are, and now I faced with it. It's just like, oh, okay, they're star people. They're people made of stars. They're made of the stuff that stars are made of. That's extremely straightforward. Actually, why didn't the Codex just word it like that? Also, why am I not annoyed at the fact that she has glasses and hair? Right? Like, this is one of those things where you're just like, that just makes intuitive sense. But also, the implications of that are strange. But he also decides he doesn't want to deal with it yet. And
we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Yeah, Vual's trying to like prevent himself from basically locking himself inside a logic loop. He is going to... She hasn't noticed him yet. She's poring over this book.
Yes.
Okay. What he's first going to do, rather than try and bug her initially, right, is he's actually going to turn and just look for a book on the Pantheon real quick. Something that just goes over what gods are and where, and what gods are in what realm. And pick that up first.
Okay, yeah. Give me a mind roll.
12.
12.
Twelve.
That is your standard target for most things. It's pretty easy to find a general cosmology book. Again, it's pretty thick. Anything in particular you want to look for?
His main goal...
you can't just open it up and read this book. You don't really have the time or the patience.
No. His goal right now is to just... Like, he's going to drag it over to that, like, reading nook and open it up, and his goal is to just go over what the gods of the Pantheon are and what their initial domains are. Like, not from, like, a super precise section, but just from, like, a top-down level, just to try and wrap his head around, what's where. Because it's simply just like, okay, this is a thing that's become important now. It's been mentioned more than once, and he probably needs to know what gods are where, who cares about what gods a little bit. He needs to have a cursory knowledge of which ones are where.
Okay.
So it's just a top level, like, who's out there and what are each of them gods of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who's this Tassamira that has this compass, right? That's blessed. What's she got to do with any of this? Like, what are the other gods here?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into all of that right now at this very moment, but yeah, you now have that knowledge under your belt.
Okay.
Mostly because that is a lot to cover, and I'm trying to get you to focus on the mission at hand.
Yep. No, I know. The main question at this point is whether or not he clocks a very particular god with a very particular set of domains.
Okay, yeah, you were asking about dreams earlier. So
specifically, he's had the visions. So the question is if he can clock which god might be related to those visions, right? Like of these oceans and these skies. Which god might be related to that potentially?
Yes. Well, okay, certainly. Yes. So the one that you do alight upon is Amalia of sea and sky. Amalia is often hailed as the goddess of travel of movement, but of movement in the sense of like a transit sense of movement rather than a momentum sense of movement.
Gotcha.
That's sort of the broadest overview that I can give you of her domain at this point in time.
Okay. Vual kind of latches onto that piece of info and throws it into the back of his head, where he's just like, "Okay, I've got to look into."
File that away. Shove that into your bucket.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of close his book and look over and see if the Solarian lady is still there.
Okay. As you close the book, she just kind of like goes, "Ah! Oh my god, you startled me, Jesus."
I'm sorry, I did not intend to scare you. I didn't think that was that loud.
I didn't know there was anybody else that was here.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking for some information. Actually, this might be a bit of an odd question to ask out of the blue. Would you potentially be available to join a crew of a ship? I'm trying to put a crew together, and I'm putting out feelers, as it were. I think that's the term. That's a term people use, right?
Kind of crew?
I want to put my cards on the table. I don't totally know. I know that the captain is Captain Calico, who might be associated with the Pirates Guild.
Yes,
but
Calico. I've heard stories about him. I would be very interested in joining. I've heard about all kinds of different adventures that he's gone on.
What's wrong?
And she just looks a little frustrated and sort of just like looks down at the floor. And she's like, "Well, okay. So I am here conducting a major research project, and my immediate superior, look, I can come with you. I just need a signed, script. I just need a signed doc. I need to obtain the correct documents to leave this space station on an extended trip. But then I can. I should be able to come with you. I just need signature on." And she just sort of like pulls out a letter bag and starts like flipping through this like big binder full of papers.
Are you already committed to a crew? I don't want to take you away from your crew if you're already committed to a crew.
No. I'm not a member of a ship. I'm on this station in general.
Okay.
We Solarians, we have a very detailed way of doing things sometimes. It's kind of a pain for other people to deal with, but it's a way to get things done.
Vual just nods silently along with this and just patiently kind of waits for her to fish whatever it is she's looking for out of her bag.
After about a good 30 seconds of her digging around, she pulls out a piece of paper and like slams it down on the table in front of him and is like, "Here we go. So this contract, if it's signed, should allow me passage aboard a ship for mostly study purposes, but I could sort of fudge the numbers on that a little bit, and we could say, I could study adventure."
Sure. I guess.
So if you could just get, I'm very studying. I have important documents to read for the most time. So if you could just find my supervisor. You are looking for a Magister Helium.
Magister Helium?
Magister, yeah, that's his name. He's a Magister. He is a Helium Solarian. He's bright red. He usually hangs out at the sort of like the official towers at the center of the station. You should be able to find him there. If you could just get his signature, then I can be free to come with you. I really do want to come. There's processes involved with doing this sort of stuff.
Okay, listen, I don't want to cause any trouble, so if you say there's stuff that needs to be done, you do seem very eager about this. I'm curious now, what stories have you heard about Captain Calico? I'm afraid I'm new to this, so I got pulled into putting this crew together for
the sort of usual space pirate fare during high space adventures and treasure hunts and things like that. He's an old hero of the spaceways, or so they say. I mean, a lot of those accounts are pretty heavily fictionalized, but always exciting to meet a legend.
Treasure hunting. Huh. Okay. I am going to try and find this Magister for you while you're doing your research here, and I will come back, and hopefully we'll be able to get you a spot on this crew. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Vermi Neon.
Vermi. Okay. I'm V. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, V.
All right.
Holds out a hand to shake your hand.
Vual looks at it for a minute before kind of realizing oh yeah, that's a thing that normal people do, and reaches out and shakes it.
Okay.
Before again doing that thing where has that moment where he's half ready to do the salute thing, and he's like, I don't think most people do that, and then turns and just right, all right, I'll be back, and then heads out of the library.
Okay, so your choice for the library quest are terrorism or bureaucracy.
The answer is almost definitely the Solarian, I think.
This has been the Stars Aflame, an actual play podcast using Besom 4th edition. As a part of the show, Roll Me a Story. Vual has been played by Liam Freewald, and the world and the people around him are played by me, Charles Payne. If you like the show, please give it a review and share it with someone you think will also enjoy. If you want to support the show, you can find the soundtrack available for purchase at backspinzx.bandcamp.com or on our Patreon, along with other behind-the-scenes content. Our socials are linked below if you want to join in on the conversation. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.